Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. I'm Ombra and today we're gonna make a tier list for the new version of the game Rise to War 2.0 for all the commander of the evil faction. Soon we're gonna make a tier list also for the good faction, we're gonna make a tier list for the unique, we're gonna make a tier list also for the normal item, all the information you need for determine what the meta gonna be for the Rise to War 2.0 and what is the best investment for you and your account if you wanna rule. So in this first video we're gonna rank all the evil commander in base of the kit, what the skill can do for the commander and the unit, what the potential synergy with the other army, and what is the basic stat of the commander. If you wanna know more about the skill of the commander of the evil faction, I leave you the link on the top of me of the complete list of the commander with the skill where I explain that, recover that, and make your own opinion. The first commander I'm gonna talk is ADUNAE, and I'm gonna place ADUNAE in a C tier because in my opinion have a decent damage but not great, so it's not a damage dealer, have not a lot of synergy with a lot of formation, is an hybrid hero between damage and buffing but is not excellent in nothing, so it's just bad. The second hero we're gonna talking about is AGZOK, and for me is B tier, okay, is not fantastic but is also not bad. It's a damage dealer completely full on that, have nothing for support the army but deals a decent amount of damage, not good but it's okay. Now we talk about AZRU-KHOR. For me is bad, you can synergize two skill only with ranged unit, is not fantastic, in particular for the evil faction. Now we're gonna talk about BERUTHIEL, and for me it's really hard to say that, but BERUTHIEL right now it's S. Probably you're gonna say, Ombra, you are crazy, BERUTHIEL is not S, but yeah, now it's S, cause they have a super powerful buff for 4 allied formation, really insane for increase the defense of that, and also have a debuff for 3 enemy formations, so in terms of benefit, it's a great support for a Evilman formation, it's very strong. Now is the time of Black Serpent, and for me Black Serpent is A tier, good commander in general for lead Evilman, a lot of defense capability and also a very big boost for all the type of units, so it's good leading the Evilman but also in a hybrid formation with Orcs. The next commander is SESTARO, and for me SESTARO is absolutely S meta tier because have a lot of damage, it's probably the second best DPS of the evil faction and can also bring a lot of different kind of units, so it's very strong. Next commander we're gonna talking about is GLASHA, and incredible, we're gonna place GLASHA in okay team. Is not fantastic but is decent right now because have great buff for debuff the enemy and also buff the UGLUK, so in a UGLUK formation GLASHA it's okay. Talking about GORBAG, absolutely is S meta tier, is one of the best commander for leading Orcs, buff 3 formation with the attack, 3 formation with the defense, and also have a good 3 of CC with interrogator, very strong commander for leading Orcs. And when we talk about GORBAG, we talk also about GOTHMOG, another great commander. We're gonna place that in A good tier, is not strong like GORBAG because have less specific bonus, but the skill for increase the damage in the early game is very strong in our formation. Now it's the time to talk about GRIMA, and unfortunate GRIMA now it's only good, is not anymore one of the best commander in the game. The fact they remove the secure chance of put the enemy on madness and also the removing of the evasion place them in a position where it's still good but is not anymore fantastic. GRISHNAKH have a decent kit but not enough to be considered in a prime formation, so for this reason I'm gonna place that on a C bad tier. And now another hero fall down, we're gonna talk about KHALDOON. In the past was was one of the king of the evil faction, but now it's just okay. He's not anymore the monster of the past, so he's a damage commander, can be also a soft tank and debuffer, but is nothing special. He's just a decent hero for be a bruiser on your formation. Now we talk about KHAMUL, and finally we can place KHAMUL in the position he deserves. We're gonna place that in a D terrible tier, because he's still very bad. There's no reason for play KHAMUL right now. Now we talk about KIRUN, and we're gonna place that in OK tier. Also very reduced the power and effectiveness of KIRUN on this patch. He's still okay in a formation of full Evilman, but is not anymore relevant like in the past. The kit of LATHAR is very hybrid and don't excel in nothing, and for this reason I'm gonna place that on C bed formation. And finally we reach the man, LURTZ. LURTZ in this patch is absolutely fantastic and is the first commander I'm gonna place on S+ God tier. The damage of this commander is absolutely crazy in this new version of the game, and finally LURTZ is back to the top. Now we talk about MALTOK, and in my opinion if you invest on MALTOK you are hinting, because there's a million of options better than them and there's not absolutely a reason for play that. The Mud of Sauron right now is just okay, because it's good for gain time if you wanna just resist to the enemy damage. You can also reduce the damage of the enemy hero, but the problem is you cannot remove anymore the effect of the Harbinger of Darkness, and also the buff it's only for medium units, so you are forced to run cavalry if you wanna run that on your team. OGLURG I'm gonna place on OK B tier. I didn't see them a lot on the field, so maybe there's some tricky combination, but for now I don't think it's a meta commander or a good commander you want on your team. QURWAN is really situational. Versus good faction I can say it's okay, but versus evil faction is terrible, so I'm gonna place that on a C tier, because for me invest on a commander situational like that with nothing specific and nothing fantastic for win a fight is not really great. And now we talk about SARUMAN, another great DPS for the evil faction, maybe the third of this, and for this reason I'm gonna place that on S meta tier. The damage of SARUMAN and also the amount of CC can make on a battle, it's really great. Now I'm gonna talk about SAURON, and for me it's a good tier, for the simple reason now it's not anymore a damage dealer, it's just a buffer, but in a correct team, in particular if you run a full focus team, can be good for help your troop to squeeze more damage. And now we're gonna talk about SHAGRAT, and for me SHAGRAT right now it's terrible, cause have nothing specific for be considered really strong, and also have skill like in the past only for defense, so it's so situational. The next commander is SHARKU, and for me it's a clear F hinting, cause have nothing important on the kit, it's just a warg commander with a bit of damage, but it's nothing special, it's just a trash commander. If you run that you're hinting. And now we talk about SKALHELM, and in my opinion right now deserve the he good position, cause have a good amount of damage, is not at level of CESTARO, SARUMAN and LURTZ, but is still great. Now we talk about SUNIND, one of the best hero on the past version of the game, and what I can say right now is it's still strong, because the buff for all the formation is strong, 4 formation of orcs, 4 formation of evilmen, so you can play that on full orcs, full evilmen or hybrid, and you can also have a decent amount of heal, you can play with beast, so it's still meta in my opinion. SUNIND is S meta. And now we talk about the Shadow, one of the best commander for damage dealing in the early game, only use the basic attack, and that is a malus, because the skill damage now it's very strong, but it's still an S meta tier commander on damage dealing, it's very strong. Now it's the time for the Undying, a commander really crucial in the new meta, because have the evasion for 3 formation, it's fantastic, and for this reason is in S+ God tier. You can run that in every single formation, because can bring every kind of troop, and every team gonna benefit from that, because receive a lot of evasion. Also the splash damage of that is really great, because can remove a lot of stack in the white console team, for example. Is an hero absolutely absolutely you want in every formation you want to run. And now we talk about UGLUK, and for me UGLUK right now is just terrible, cause have only self buff, nothing to share with the other, but at the same time have nothing special for fight like a damage dealer hero, so it's absolutely useless. UGTHAK is the next, and for me it's C bad, cause have some buff for increase the damage of the other troops, but at the same time have nothing special for tell yes I want that in my team. It's just bad. If you have that, you don't want that. And now we're gonna talk about the WITC-KING, and for me WITC-KING is still S meta tier. The follow-up on 4 formation in the first 2 rounds is very strong, and also the secure stun on 1 formation every 2 rounds is really solid for be a greater support. Now I'm gonna talk about YUSRAA, and for me right now YUSRAA is at the same level of KHALDOON and KIRUN, so it's decent. You can make a great Evilman formation with that, but it's not the meta, it's not good, it's not what you really want on your team. The last hero of this formation is ZEGRID, and I'm gonna place that in OK, in a top of OK, because the damage deal of ZEGRID is really high, but not enough higher for be good. This is my final tier list about the evil faction. I'm gonna make for sure the good faction really soon. There's a lot of change from the oldest version of this tier list. A lot of the top one fall down, a lot of the lowest one go up a lot. I wanna know your opinion in the comment, let me know that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, just smash like on that, and also subscribe to my channel for future content. It's all for this video. Thank you for following me, and see you in the next. Woo!